for the next part of our 1-point perspective drawings, we are going to work on drawing buildings on the right side of our paper. So if you look at mine, I already drew one of my buildings because I want to walk you through the steps, and it's easier if it's here, and then I'll show you how to draw it. So the most important thing when you're working with 1-point perspective is to keep in mind lines that should be parallel. Any lines that are going straight up and down should be parallel with the edges of your paper. So something to keep in mind is the sides of your buildings should be parallel with the side of your paper. If at any point your buildings are starting to slant, you need to erase them and bring it back to parallel. Also, any diagonal lines that you have should be parallel to the diagonal lines next to them. So for example, the top of my building, this diagonal line parallel to the diagonal line up here, okay? The top of my buildings, these lines parallel to the top of my paper. So just remember as you're going, keep in mind what lines should be parallel to the diagonal lines or the tops or sides of your papers. So when you're drawing your buildings, I drew the building that is closest to me. So this building is going to be the biggest. The other buildings that I draw will descend. They will get smaller. When you're drawing your buildings, if you notice on mine, I wrote little numbers. When you draw, the first thing you want to do, your first move, is to draw the top of your building straight out. Okay. Number 2, diagonal down. Diagonal down, and this is parallel to this diagonal line. 3, straight to the ground. So this line goes straight all the way down right to the edge of your sidewalk. And again, this line is parallel with the side of my paper. Okay, so we have 1 straight out, 2 diagonal down, 3 straight to the ground. My next move was number 4. Number 4 came from this corner and went straight down again. Number 4 and number 3 are parallel. And then from number 4, I went number 5, bring it in along the side. So I'm closing my building. And then I had to go in and draw the bottom of my building. Again, this line is parallel to the sidewalk. Okay, so 1 straight out, 2 diagonal down, 3 straight to the ground, 4 straight down again, 5 bring it along the side. So I will show you what that looks like by drawing another building. So the building that's going to be over here will be a little bit below this building. So using my ruler, I am going to go 1 straight out, 2 diagonal down, keeping my diagonal line parallel, 3 straight down to the ground, parallel with the building next to it, 4 straight down again, and 5 bring it in along the side. Okay. I made this line too long, so what I need to do is erase and close my building using a parallel line to my sidewalk. You will find for this project that you will most likely be doing a lot of erasing, and that is fine. Okay, so I have 2 buildings. I'm going to add some more. So again, below this building because it's smaller. And for these, you can get creative. If you want one really short building, you can do a short one, and then you can do a tall one. It's up to you. You can have some wide, some skinny. So 1 straight out, 2 diagonal down, 3, keeping my ruler parallel, 3 straight to the ground, 4, straight down again, 5, bring it in along the side, and then making sure that this line is parallel to my sidewalk. Okay, so let's do another one. This one's going to be really small. 1 straight out, 2 diagonal down, 3 straight down to the ground, 4 straight down again, 5, bring it in along the side. So there are your buildings.